Hi, Tana Marshall here with your Feel Good Friday message, and today I want to talk to you about giving yourself time. There are going to be times in your life when you just need to tell people, okay, I need some time. I'm going through that myself right now after my mom's passing. I needed time to clean up the house. I needed time to take care of all of her affairs and paperwork and accounts and changes and all of that. There's so much to take care of. So it's just been kind of like, okay, back off. Let me take care of what I need to take care of. I'll let you know when I'm available. And it helps to realize that you can take that time. I actually planned on giving myself all of this time to just rest and relax and grieve and mourn and decompress and all that kind of thing. And my time that I want for myself is not being used the way I thought it was going to be used. I'm just not relaxing as much as I thought I would at this time. I thought I would be so exhausted from being on 24 hours a day for so many years that I would just collapse and sleep for a month, and that has not been the case. So I'm still giving myself time, and I'm using it however it feels good to me in the moment. And fortunately, I did a lot of planning ahead so that I could afford to give myself some time. So if you're going through something that you just feel pressure, whether someone is pressuring you or there's a deadline or they're just people wanting stuff from you, just give yourself time and tell people, I need this for myself. If there's a situation where you are able to put some brakes on, set some boundaries, and say, I need some time, you can absolutely do that. And sometimes that's all you need to do for yourself, just to give yourself some breathing space so that you can do whatever you want or need to do. Just knowing that you have a little time sometimes makes you feel better and takes some pressure off. And I am just focusing on my situation right now because that's what I'm in. But you know, there are other things that require that you get it done as quickly as possible. Let's take tax day. You got to get it done, otherwise you have to file for extensions, you could suffer penalties, blah, blah, blah. So there are things like that. You got to get it done in time. So you know what? Start earlier. So that's another tip. You can give yourself enough time for something if you know something is coming up by giving yourself enough time beforehand to take care of it. And this is as simple as if you tend to run late all the time, start earlier. Because it's funny, somebody I go to for services has told me that they will schedule clients a half hour later or earlier than they're actually planning because they know they'll be a half hour late. And to me, that's not acceptable. You know, if someone was a half hour late to one of my coaching calls, they'd be like, bye-bye, we're not working together anymore, but I'm still charging you. So it's, you know, in that situation, not good. Got to be on time. But if this is a tool that will help you, start earlier. Give yourself that time. But I'm actually talking about stuff that's a little bigger and a little heavier, like if you have gone through a big change. If you know, I've been talking about this a lot lately in different messages, that if you've had a relationship end, if you've had a job end, if you've had to move or you just moved, you've got to give yourself time to adjust and kind of get your bearings. And you know, there was this one time when I moved, this was a long time ago and I was a lot younger, but still, it wore me out. This was the last time I did not use movers. This was the last time I used friends, and after that I always hired movers because I was so exhausted. And I'm the type of person that when I moved, I had to be unpacked and lived in that night. So that's one of the reasons I was exhausted. But I was just so tired for 3 months. And I forced myself to go out to this party one night that I didn't really want to go to, and I had a hard time finding it, and I didn't have a great time, and I couldn't wait to get home. So when I got home, I thought, I am just going to stay home as much as I want. So I went to work, I came home. I didn't go out that much at all because I needed that time for myself. And after about 3 months, I felt ready to go out again. And so that was what I needed. And sometimes you just need to take that to take care of yourself or recover from something if you've had a negative situation happen or something that kind of threw you off balance. So please take that time for yourself if you need it. This is something that we can utilize in every area of our lives, but especially if you're going through some kind of change, please take that time for yourself, and please communicate that to other people that I need this time. This is my time. And if you need to be left alone, tell people, I need some time right now. I'll let you know when I'm available again, or when I'm going to come up for air and resurface and be available again. And I'm just now kind of getting back into seeing more people all the time. And it's nice because I haven't been able to do that in a long time. I've got lots of lunch and dinner plans lined up, which is great. And I'm excited about it, and I'm getting used to it because I haven't been able to do that for a long time. But I'm having to space them out, because if I did too much in too short of a time, I would feel overwhelmed. So I'm still decompressing, grieving, dealing with a lot of stuff, but I'm incorporating these other things that feel good to me, that I'm excited about, that I'm looking forward to when I have the time, when it feels good to me. And there are other times, you know, I've written a couple of books, and they're self-published, so I didn't have any kind of publishing deadline that I needed to reach. But there were things that I wanted to get done by a certain date. I wanted them to be released by a certain date. So there, you might have self-imposed deadlines, and if you do, examine that and see if it's something that you can shift to make yourself feel better. Are you putting too much pressure on yourself? And if you can alleviate that, then do it. If you're getting pressure from an outside source to get something done or to stay within some kind of time frame, if it's something that isn't valid or doesn't feel right to you, see if you can change it. Get yourself some more time. And if you can't, just do your best to work within that time frame that you have. Sometimes we don't have a choice, but most of the time you do. So my message to you today is just give yourself time in every area of your life. Just pay attention to what's going on, and when you feel this is too quick, I need more time. And you know what? One of the things is in relationships. I've had this happen in the past where you meet somebody and you're crazy about each other and you hit the ground running. You're like, oh my God, this is great. And then a few months into it, one or both of you are like, you know, like the air has been let out of that whole situation. And it just went too fast. And it might have been sustainable if it wasn't so fast. So in new relationships, give yourself time, because if it's meant to last, it will last. You don't want it to burn out too quickly. And, you know, that's actually with any situation. You don't want anything to burn out too quickly. So give yourself time. So you're trying to lose weight. Give yourself time. I'm going to do a message later about my weight loss journey. I started Weight Watchers, and it took me over a year just to lose the 10 pounds that I wanted. But it was easy. I've created a new lifestyle that I'm now in the habit of. I'm maintaining. So I'll share the details of that with you later, but I gave myself time. It wasn't like, I have to lose 10 pounds in 3 months, because that's too much pressure, and it probably wouldn't have worked for me unless I starved, and then I would have binged and gained it all back. So I gave myself time. So give yourself time, and make sure that you feel comfortable, that you have enough time to do whatever you need to do that really has to be done. But the things that you want to do, make sure that you're going at a relaxed pace that feels really good to you and anybody else involved too. And you'll find your life moving much more smoothly and things happening more easily because you gave yourself some time. So that said, I want to thank you for spending some time with me and giving me some time. And I'm giving you some of my time. So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. And if you enjoy these videos, remember to subscribe. And if you would like them delivered straight to your inbox every Friday, jump over to my website, TanaMarshall.com. You can join the mailing list, and you'll get a special little note from me every Friday that only goes out to my list, and you'll get the video before anybody else does. So thank you once again for joining me, and have a great weekend, and take time. Give yourself time this weekend to relax and enjoy yourself and do whatever you feel like doing. And just remember this going forward, and it will serve you well. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.